What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Finally, it's time to upload the OBS. How we had previously said about the hood being, you know, that I did have the cow hood and I changed it out for a reason, as I said in the 2 videos ago. So today's finally the day that I show y'all what we did to it. We got some minor upgrades for the truck, but before we get into that, I'm gonna give y'all like a little preview of what happened between the last time y'all saw the truck on the channel to where it is now. So when y'all last saw it, it had a 5.3 in it. It was heads, cam, and it had, basically the whole top end was ARP, you know, head bolts, you know, basically to assure that the truck wasn't gonna break. But he needed his motor back because it was my little brother's motor originally, or it is his motor, and I was like, well, I don't have another motor for this truck. But on the video that y'all saw that I just uploaded right before this video, if y'all remember that 4.8 that came out of the maroon truck, well, that motor is in this truck now because the guy didn't have a need for it anymore. He wasn't gonna swap the OBS anymore. So I was like, well, I need a motor. I was like, screw it. I was like, well, I'll buy it off you. So, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have it for a backup, but we kind of put it in the truck pretty soon. So my little brother went to Summit. He got, what did you get?
I had already had a cam for it. What was this? Summit stage 4 cam, LS7 lifters, and the heads, they're just new. That's it, no?
Brand new heads, yeah.
Stock head bolts, everything.
So he basically took the motor apart, like completely tore it apart, and then, like you said, put in new cams, lifters, brand new heads, new gaskets, like timing cover gasket, rear main seal gasket, oil pan gasket, like everything, pretty much from top to bottom. It just put everything brand new, and then literally. Same gasket. Oh really? Oh, we didn't even change the oil pan gasket, so we just said screw it. So from top to the middle, and so literally in one day he threw the motor in the back of this truck, went to the shop, and I'll post pictures of him when he pulled the motor out and everything. But in one day he got the motor out, the 5.3 out, and he put the 4.8 in and turned that shit on, and the truck ran. And then like finally to where we are now. It took what, like 2 months, like a month. So the truck lasted about a month NA, and this happened. So the truck got turboed within a month. This was completely unexpected. Like,
well, I had ordered the kit for mine.
well, yeah, originally this turbo kit was for his truck, but we both wanted to go to a show, and we were like, screw it, we're gonna slap on the turbo kit and just try to make it, you know, like it was on a Saturday. It was on a Saturday.
We finished it on a Sunday.
And we finished it on a Sunday right after the show. So, cause like what screwed us over was the wastegate, right? The wastegate on the crossover for the turbo. You pulled it out the driveway and you drove it down the street, right? Yeah, and when he drove,
when I put it back in, it got stuck on the road.
Yeah, when he pulled the truck back into the driveway right here on this lip right here, the wastegate got stuck and it snapped it off. And I was just like, man, dude. I was like, so we had to take it to one of our buddies. He got the crossover reduced. He cut up about like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches, and then he relocated the wastegate to where it's close to the frame of the truck, so that way it was out the way, or so we thought. But anyways, point is, we turboed the truck within a week, and that's us like never ever putting on a turbo before in our lives. And it was just like a hit or miss, you know. It's like so the whole timing cover right here, the original timing cover.
Which timing cover?
Right, you can't really see it. It's covered. This is all power steering fluid. So within the first week, we blew out my my power steering pump, so it shot oil everywhere. That's why it's covered in oil. But The timing cover, the original one of the truck, we were trying to put on the AM fitting, but we didn't really know where to put it, so we're just kind of like eyeballing it, and then just like we drilled a hole where that one is, but the fitting that we got was like it didn't go as planned, I guess you could say. So at the end of the day, we had to end up scrapping the timing cover, and then we just went to Summit, and then we bought a pre-made timing cover, the ICT billet one that has two bungs, you know, so that way it'll be for the return line. But anyways, like it's a super simple setup. It's not very hard. All it is literally in the kit that he bought was just the turbo manifold, which is right here. It's all rusty and stuff and whatnot, but I mean, obviously it gets like that with, you know, over time. So on the oil line, this is for the feed, for the turbo feed, and a crossover. That's all it is from the original manifold to the turbo manifold. That's basically all that comes in the kit. So everything else, like I bought the intercooler, I bought the piping, and just like the exit. But like I was saying, this being our first turbo truck, like this is kind of like the guinea pig of like whenever we have to do something, this is the truck that we do it to. So that's why it looks all messy and stuff right now. But I mean, like I said, it was just to test it out, make sure it worked, and luckily, I mean, the truck's been running perfectly fine for about like, it's been like what, 3-4 months already that's been turboed. And I mean, we've abused it, like big time, and I mean, it's still holding up for a stock motor. It is currently running only on 7 pounds right now, so it's just wastegate. I have Mishimoto intercooler. You can barely see it. That's what I love about this grill. It's like, I mean, you look at the truck, it looks completely stock. It's kind of like, it's whatever, it's a piece of crap. But and then like even when you close the hood, you can barely see the you can barely see the hood exit, you know, the hood dump. And ignore the flaring. We cut it perfectly, but when, like I said, whenever it broke the wastegate, the pipe moved and it kind of expanded it and made it like that. But I'm like, hey, it's whatever, you know. It's like, it's not permanent. That's why we just put this head to cut it up and just for a quick exit. But yeah, like back to what I was saying, the intercooler, you know, you can't really see it because of the billet grill, and that's what I really love about it, because it's kind of like a sleeper truck. You won't really expect it. It's kind of, I mean, the truck's loud, but it's kind of like, it's whatever, you know. But yeah, like the intercooler piping, which is kind of like I said, first truck, didn't kind of know what we were doing. We were just putting things together, pieced together to make it work, and I mean, luckily it's worked. I mean, that's why it doesn't have this headlight right here, because I haven't cut the radiator support enough, like farther back, to make this coupler fit. So that's why we haven't put this one on. But on this side I did. So this side on the intercooler piping, it is pushed back into the core support, so that way it clears this, and I'm able to put the light on. So I just need to stop being lazy and just cut that side and just push it back, so I put that light on, so it'll be a complete front end, and then that way you won't see anything, you know. But basically all it is just the Summit blow off valve. I did have to convert it to what is this, the
2010 Camaro.
Yeah, I had to get this off of a 2010 LS3 or yeah, is it LS3? Yeah, LS3 Camaro. No, I thought it was from a CTSV. Oh, the CTSV was the 3-bar, right? Yeah. So I did have to convert the MAF sensor out of a 2010 Camaro. All it is literally right here. This is a truck plug for your regular MAF sensor. You literally just, you know, it's just plug and play. So you just buy this little adapter kit. It's probably like what, 10-20 bucks. You buy the sensor, about another like $60, and that's that for that. You know, that gets your readings and whatnot for your airflow. Another thing I did have to do was just, like I said, we just rigged it. This is it had a what, 2-bar?
Yeah, that's a 3-bar.
And this one is a 3-bar out of a 2012 CTSV. And then you have to get this in order to get your to adjust your boost settings basically, so that way whenever you tune the truck, you tune it off of that. Basically, is basically what it is. And and then this right here is just a vacuum block. It's just, you know, it's vacuum lines for the turbo, and then for the manifold, and the wastegate, and you know, it connects all that, and it connects everything, you know, so that way it makes sure it's reading all the pressures correctly. And yeah, but like I said, I mean, maybe in another video we'll go like a little bit deeper into it once we do like start cleaning it up a little bit, and then that way, you know, we'll show you step by step of what we did, or on his truck whenever we do his truck. But that's for later on. Like I said, this is a pretty simple setup. It's not very like complicated. It's kind of like, you know, just throw it on kind of kit, and hey, it works. But whenever the truck did get dynoed, it was like a street tune. But the truck, how it is, like I said, just it's a 4.8 cam, stock heads, stock bolts,
stock tranny,
stock 5-speed tranny from the truck. Well, not from the original truck, but from the 90s, with just a turbo and 7 pounds of boost. The truck made 550 horsepower to the wheels, which is a lot, you know, like for what it is, you know. Like, if y'all seen my Mustang, a brand new car, 2017 RS3 Mustang, supercharged, you know, 5.0, it makes 600 to the wheels, and it's a brand new car. And like, for this being almost a 30-year-old truck making almost as much as my car does, you know, it's with the junkyard motor, you know, and a junkyard tranny, it's like, it's crazy, you know. It's just kind of like what the hell. Is like, I'm just surprised it's still together right now. And
it's not even posi.
yeah, and it's not even posi. It's peg leg. So those who don't know what peg leg means, is it burns out with one tire. Yeah, I mean, like, this is my piece of crap put together like version like 3 or 4, or who knows how many versions, you know, this truck has gone through. It's yeah, it's like, it's a Frankenstein right now. It's just, like I said, it's the guinea pig of the channel. It's the one that gets all the new parts, and it's the one that gets cut up the most. It's just pieced together, you know. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, everything's worked so far. So if y'all, we're gonna turn it on for y'all real quick, so we can show you how it sounds. My boy Juanito over here, he's my cousin. He was helping me record it now, but I don't know if y'all be able to hear me right now, but like, this is what I mean. Like, you can barely see the hood exit. You see how it's moving side to side a little bit. That's also why it kind of like, you know, that's also kind of why like it bent out the hood, but it's whatever. Like I said, it's just a throwaway hood. But yeah, like, if you look at the truck from far away, it's just kind of like, oh, it's whatever. It's a stock truck, it's a beater, fucking, you just look at it like, oh, it's a tacuache. But I mean, it makes some power, you know, for what it is. And like I said, the truck looks completely beat up, like, whatsoever, and it's fine, you know. It's just, that's how we roll. Like, hey, but yeah, I mean, the truck works perfectly fine. It hasn't really given us any issues. Besides the transmission going out, like, it's right now, because of this turbo, it's on its, I want to say, 3rd transmission, because of how much, well, basically, this tranny isn't meant to hold that much power, you know, so it's already, they kind of go out, so. Alright guys, so my brother's gonna take it down the street real quick so I can hear how it sounds. He's gonna go turn it around real quick, and then we'll be right back. there you go, guys. As I can see, the truck was perfectly fine. I mean, like I said, the train is going out, so it is leaking fluid underneath the truck, but like I said, it's whatever. I already have another spare for it, so God, I love how that turbo sounds. It sounds amazing. It's pretty loud. It's sputtered. Whenever you let off right here, and then I was like, oh shit.
It looks better with that tire.
Well, you know shit. It's new ish. So
It's sticky for the burnout.
oh yeah, that's true. And then he kind of like was hauling ass yesterday, and the truck doesn't hook very well. You saw those spots right there. They're all kind of messed up, missing some chunks, but it's time for new tires. But all right, but anyways, guys, the whole purpose for this video was also, you know, to reveal, you know, the truck and the turbo, the upgrades it got. And but the main reason why we're recording this video is because our brother is having a little baby, the very first one of the family, or like within our family.
First grandson.
First grandson. Oh, my mom's first grandson. And he let us like do the gender reveal, and you know, we're really thankful for that, because we wanted to do it like with this truck, and you know, because like it's my first truck, and then it's something that we built together, you know, me and my little brother, and you know, it means a lot to us, you know. It's like, and we're really grateful for that. And ignore the tape right now, it kind of broke off last night. But yeah, like I said, we're really grateful for him letting us do it, and his neighbors as well, because we kind of made a mess. I'm gonna show y'all the videos, you know, what it was. But before that, well, the day of, which was on a Saturday, yesterday, the truck decided to mess up. Like, cause you went to go help him set up the tables and all that stuff in the backyard, right?
Yeah.
So when he got back home, he took the truck to wash it right, to make it look nice, as nice as it possibly could get. And he noticed that the truck was leaking something, and he just kind of
like on that corner right there.
Yeah, well, yeah, on that corner. On that corner right there, you said what?
The fucking clutch went boom.
Yeah, so the clutch went all the way to the floor, and at that point he was just kind of like, oh crap. And it was what, like 12 o'clock?
No, it was like, no, not even like 1.
It was like 1? Oh snap. So
like 1, 2.
it was at 1 o'clock, right? And this thing had to show up and do the burnout by 6 o'clock. I was like, yeah, it's 5-hour difference, but like, you know, you got 5 hours of time to work on it. But the thing is, to find the part is, yeah, that's the hard part. Is like not everyone has it, you know. Yeah, what broke was the clutch line, because apparently the clutch line at some point, it was resting on the driver's side header, right? Yeah. On the driver's side header. So over time, from all the heat, it made a hole in it and in the line. And he said, how big was the hole?
Like a dime size.
So yeah, like a dime size hole. So there was no way you could like just like put some JB weld or something on there, because obviously he was just gonna leak it out, you know. So he had to go. He called me around like 2 o'clock when. Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock, and I was eating and saying like, hey, and he's like, the line broke. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, the clutch line broke, and it's like, we need to change that shit now. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, well, you got 4 hours to go find your new line, put it on, new slave cylinder, and bleed it, and hope it works. So he went out to, how many stores did you go out to?
Yeah, that was like 6, and right here, Mansfield
Yeah,
Highway,
Mansfield Highway.
Forest Hill, Arlington, and then we ended up in Mansfield, Texas. That's where they had it.
Yeah. So he went through about like 6 different stores just to be able to find that line, and then by the time he found it, it was already 5 how we roll over here, Broke Gang. But we got to make it work with what we got, you know, with the amount of time that we have. Sometimes, you know, it's not ideal, but it happens. You know, stuff breaks, lines burn, or it could have a leak or something. But luckily, it was, like I said, it was able to make it like around like 7. You made it like around 7 o'clock, right? Yeah. So right there by my brother's house, there was a street light, so you were able to kind of see it. But anyways, we're gonna show y'all the video right now, and you know, how the gender reveal went and how, you know, the reaction went. But I'll show you real quick. Go! Alright, so we're back at my brother's house. We're currently picking up all the stuff from yesterday, getting rid of all the tarps and stuff like that because it was muddy in the backyard. But anyways, this was the aftermath of the truck. So basically all this right here was like completely covered in rubber, and there's still more back there. And I was standing right here recording with my phone, and it kind of like shot me in the face. But yeah, and then like this was the second, well, that was the first one. And then yeah, that was the first one right here, and then the second one took place right in front of it, and that one, that's the rolling burnout. It was kind of unplanned, but he's like, hey, screw it. I was like, why not? I got plenty of tire left. I was like, we'll just, you know, do a second one, and we still got some more left. But it was really worth it, you know, like seeing my brother's reaction and stuff like that. I seen him like jump up, like, you know, all excited because he thought he was gonna have a girl or something like that, but he was just really ready to have a little boy. So he is right here. Badass. You happy?
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure to go follow his YouTube channel. It's what is it?
Mega Morphing Collection.
Yes. And you know, if you're interested in back in your younger days, you know, your childhood, all your Power Rangers, just go follow his channel. But one Nick over here putting in work. Alright guys, before we end off this video, I did want to point out one thing. I don't know if y'all heard, like the truck sputtered towards the end of the burnout, like it wanted to like die off. But that's because like my little brother, like a week or 2 weeks later, he found out that the truck was actually leaking gas. So whenever the truck was in the high RPM, the truck leaned out, and you know, it caused the truck to like die off a little bit. But luckily we got new lines for the truck, we installed them. That fixed the fueling issue. And another thing we found, whenever I was underneath the truck, you know, changing out the lines, my little brother had pointed out that the truck was like had a boost leak, one of the manifolds on the one on the driver's side, and turns out he was right. So whenever I was under there and I looked, and it had one of the 3 of the nuts that hold on the manifold on the driver's side, it was almost completely backed out. The second one was like halfway out, and the third one was like starting to come loose. So we tightened up the manifold, and you know, we went to try out the truck again, like on the street, and it wasn't making all the boost and the burnout. Like, it's a whole lot different now. Like, now that you know, it has no leaks, like the truck is crazy. Like, I don't know how long it's been leaking for, but it's probably been a good amount of time. But luckily, like I said, the truck's fixed now, fuel was good, and the boost leak is good. But hopefully in the next video, y'all can actually see like people's reactions or stuff like that, you know, like to the truck making the full boost, you know, with just 7 pounds, but you know, full boost. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and like I said, huge thank you to my brother for letting us do the gender reveal, and you know, congratulations to him and his wife on their little baby boy that you know, soon to come. But anyways, guys, make sure y'all can drop a comment down below, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.